Hi, gorgeous souls. I am Lady Stars of Fire. My real name is Michelle Espinosa, and I've been driving. That's not surprising at all, because if you've been following me for any amount of time, you know I tend to get a lot of my information from Spirit when I'm driving. And I don't know how else to say this video. I'm making this video because I just feel that it's important to bring this out right now, because Spirit's been trying to give me some information and I couldn't put it all together, and now it finally all makes sense. And this has to do with a big portion of the year for this year, for 2020. This is like the beginning, first baby steps of the next 20 and 40 years of our life, and it starts now. Like I said, it's like the first baby steps of learning what the next 20 and 40 years are to bring. And that has everything to do with the cycles that just ended. In astrology, you know, you've heard so many different astrologers, including myself, talking about how we're coming to the ends of cycles over and over and over again. And most of this had to do with relationships. Now, that's very much true. But if you follow me, you've heard me say a million times that any and everything you care about, you have a relationship with. Whether it's your friends, your children, your working environment, your loved ones, your spouse, your parents, even your open enemies, there is a relationship there of some form. And this has to do with the structure of the relationships shifting and changing for a healthy, soulful new view. But this is going to have to do with some serious, honest depths and soul searching. I'm given like the nursery rhyme of the big bad wolf. But it's not actually the big bad wolf. It's whichever one it was when the wolf would like blow down the house. Like maybe it's the little piglets. I don't know. And I don't remember, but I know that in the nursery rhyme or whatever it was, that the houses were blown down until he got to the brick house, and he couldn't blow down the brick house. There's a song out now. It's called The Bones. And that song describes these baby steps of this year on a nice soft way. But I'm not here to do it in a nice soft way. I'm here to be blunt and bold. The bones, if the bones are good, the house don't fall. But in order for us to truthfully get right with the bones and the structure of the houses, the alignment of ourselves, our chakras, our soul, our path, our direction, we have to get to the depths of where the cracks are so that we can fill them in. We can heal them. And that has everything to do with coming to understand the truths of what is not right in each and every one of us, and where we've lost our own personal authority sexually, through sexuality, through sexual abuse of some form or another. This has everything to do with self-worth, self-value, self-esteem, self-righteousness, with integrity, getting past our awkwardness, understanding what and why all of that is the way it is, and where we've lost our power because we accidentally gave it away or didn't even know we owned it in the first place. And in some cases, yes, this is going to have to do with overcoming sexual abuse. And this is not about pointing fingers when it does come down to the sexual abuse at the abuser. This is about pointing fingers at ourselves, not to say that we allowed bad things to happen to us or that it was our fault, but to realize where we lost our authority, where we accidentally gave it away. This has everything to do with us filling in the cracks of the foundation, because the structure of old relationships took a wrong turn. This has everything to do with the old ideas of what these relationships were, the foundations of these relationships were about, and where they actually left cracks in the foundation because it wasn't built where the bones are good. It wasn't built where there's strength. It wasn't being nurtured healthy. And in fact, it was neglected. Where self-worth, self-value, self-esteem, integrity, not believing in yourself, the sacral chakra, this is going to have a lot to do with energies that are going to be coming through these baby steps right up until September, when Mars goes retrograde in Aries. And what Spirit is giving me is more or less, that's kind of like Mars and Chiron, because Chiron's there, the wounded healer, going, all right, this is what has to be fixed first. And that has everything to do with those lower 3 chakras. In fact, the lower 4 chakras. But it's based off of that sacral chakra. The sacral chakra is the sexuality. But without the strength of that sacral chakra or the root chakra, because the root chakra is security and safety, then the solar plexus cannot come into I am of power, authority, and you need the heart for its unconditional love to help you find all of those deep, dark cracks and how deep those cracks go in your own personal sexuality. Like I said, if this has to do with sexual abuse, whether it's verbally or worse, this is not about the abuser. This is about reclaiming our power, reclaiming our value, reclaiming our authority by believing in ourselves, feeling good about ourselves, sexually finding sacred space in who and what we are. That's how you make the bones good. And the house can't be blown down. But we have to first fill in the cracks with all of the healing energy that we need to figure out, that we need to discover, that we've lost along the way. And in order to do that, you have to get really deep and comfortable with the uncomfortable emotional truths of what has to heal, so the new structure in relationships can take the proper authority for those bones to be good, so that you can then project that out into the outer community and build and strengthen upon it. It has everything to do with the sacral chakra, but without all 4, that sexuality, being trusted within yourself, comfortable with yourself, getting past your own awkwardness, believing in yourself, finding safety and security with who and what you are on all levels, even those that you hide from yourself, getting past our denials, then coming back into that solar plexus and the power and unconditional love for ourselves. Because once we get that right, the bones are good. You can't be blown down. That's how you start actually strengthening the outer world around you. Because people are going to try to push their authority on you, their rules on you, their ideas on you, and try to push you around, especially this year, and try to see if you're doing the first baby steps of what this year is about. Because if you're not, come September, you're going to be knocked down pretty damn hard. Because that's the only way universally for us on a soulful level to get back right with re-steering the direction and the structure of our lives and our authority, as well as not allowing negative, lower vibrational authority to overthrow your life. Getting right with your sacred sexuality, self and space. I love you guys. Bye.